according to Universities Canada, self-described as the voice of Canadian universities at home and abroad. Since 2015, jobs requiring a bachelor's degree increased by 115%. Jobs requiring higher qualifications increased by 170%. Make no mistake, our post-secondary education institutions are really just an industrial sector like banking or telecommunications, and groups like Universities Canada are really lobby groups. Their lobbying efforts have resulted in a tripling of the percentage of Canadians graduating with bachelor's degrees since 1976. Fundamentally, degree inflation is at play when jobs that didn't previously require a degree now require one.
In 2017, Harvard Business School released Dismissed by Degrees, in which they highlight increases in degree inflation in the US. Degree inflation, the rising demand for a 4-year college degree for jobs that previously did not require one, is a substantive and widespread phenomenon that is making the US labor market more inefficient. Postings for many jobs traditionally viewed as middle skills jobs, those that require employees with more than a high school diploma but less than a college degree, in the United States now stipulate a college degree as a minimum education requirement, while only a third of the adult population possesses this credential. This phenomenon hampers companies from finding the talent they need to grow and prosper, and hinders Americans from accessing jobs that provide the basis for a decent standard of living. In an analysis of more than 26 million job postings, we found that the degree gap, the discrepancy between the demand for a college degree in job postings and the employees who are currently in that job who have a college degree, is significant. For example, in 2015, 67% of production supervisor job postings asked for a college degree, while only 16% of employed production supervisors had one. Our analysis indicates that more than 6 million jobs are currently at risk of degree inflation. A survey of 600 business and human resource leaders shows that degree inflation is driven by two key factors: the fast-changing nature of many middle skills jobs and employers' misperceptions of the economics of investing in quality talent at the non-graduate level. As more middle skills jobs require mastery of one or more technologies, employers find it difficult to hire non-graduate talent with the requisite skills. While candidates often lack hard skills, such as proficiency in Microsoft Excel, they are equally likely to suffer from soft skills deficits, such as poor written and verbal communications. Over time, employers defaulted to using college degrees as a proxy for a candidate's range and depth of skills. That caused degree inflation to spread to more and more middle skills jobs. That has had negative repercussions on aspiring workers, as well as experienced workers seeking a new position but who lack a degree. More important, our survey indicates that most employers incur substantial, often hidden, costs by inflating degree requirements, while enjoying few of the benefits they were seeking. The results of our survey were consistent across many industries. Employers pay more, often significantly more, for college graduates to do jobs also filled by non-degree holders without getting any material improvement in productivity. While a majority of employers pay between 11% and 30% more for college graduates, many employers also report that non-graduates with experience perform nearly or equally well on critical dimensions like time to reach full productivity, time to promotion, level of productivity, or amount of oversight required. The author of the study noted that mammoth corporations, including Amazon and Walmart, recognized the issue long before the pandemic. Amazon launched a $700 million program in 2019 to provide education and training to its existing degreeless workers, with the idea that it's more cost-effective to train incumbent workers for management positions. Walmart started a similar program in 2017. According to the author, those companies and others have also begun removing arbitrary degree requirements from middle-skilled jobs. The number of jobs at risk of degree inflation is a function of the size of the degree gap and number of people employed in that occupation. Some occupations with high degree gaps are not major drivers of employment. This chart displays the top 50 out of 171 occupations with jobs at risk of degree inflation.
My own occupation of accounting is represented in the top 2 occupations with the highest degree gap: supervisors of office and administrative support workers, and bookkeeping, accounting, and auditing clerks. There is also significant representation from occupations that supervise others. In my view, at least, this is a lousy way to organize a workplace. The majority of workers, those without degrees, are effectively excluded from advancement in their jobs. It also enforces a kind of class distinction within the workforce, much like the 19th century in Britain, where the nobility paid the British Army for privileged positions as officers. Those who have degrees have effectively had to pay to play, and the cost of a university degree can represent a significant barrier.
According to a 2021 article published by the BBC, in fact, the only ones who do seem to benefit from degree inflation are the world's academic institutions, which saw enrolment more than double between 2000 and 2014. In the UK, where degrees are ranked based on academic performance, there's another dimension to inflation. Not only have universities there increased the overall number of diplomas by 5 times since 1990, but the students leaving school with first-class honours, the highest-rated degree, skyrocketed from 7% in 1997 to 30% in 2019.
Ask anyone which universities are the most prestigious, as I did today using Microsoft's Copilot AI service, and Harvard Business School will likely be first. They are renowned for their case study method, as well as their influential alumni. In this presentation, I used their reputation to add credibility to my arguments. I do have my doubts, however, about the value of their MBA program, or indeed any MBA program, particularly for Canadians. The U.S. economy is much larger, with access to the largest and wealthiest market in the world. Canadian business schools and academics point out that Canada is dominated by small business, which is true. That isn't a flaw, simply a statement of fact. The Canadian market is dominated by much smaller businesses and a few large protected oligopolies, many of which are family-owned. Canadian entrepreneurs often get blamed for their inability to scale their businesses, but the truth is that Americans don't believe in free trade. They're talented protectionists. Canadian businesses generally have to relocate to the States if they want to grow their companies. No amount of funding for organizations like the Business Development Bank, the Export Development Corp., the National Research Council, Western Economic Diversification, or venture capital corporations can change that fact. Successful Canadian startups I've worked with inevitably have to relocate across the border to attract the private equity they need. No amount of public support and policies designed by bureaucrats with advanced degrees can change that reality.